Hi team, and welcome back. Today we're going back to the interview process. So often when it comes to a job interview, we go into that setting so focused on making sure we say the right thing, and we're given a firm handshake, and we're making eye contact. Again, we're so focused on the things that we're doing that we're potentially missing out on opportunities to see what's going on around us and make sense of what it would be like to work in this workplace. Today, we're going to look at 5 specific things we should be observing before that interview starts and throughout that interview that we can use to help us make an informed decision about whether or not this is going to be the right employer for us. So the first thing we should be paying attention to when we arrive on site is the reception we receive as we walk in the door. And so when we get up to the front counter, or we get up to the receptionist, does it seem like they were ready for us? Does it seem like they were prepared for us to show up? Or is the response a little bit chaotic or disoriented? Does there seem to be a little bit of confusion about whether or not there was even an interview scheduled today? Depending on that response lets us know the seriousness of which that organization and the hiring manager is about both that position and ourselves. The second thing we can be paying attention to before that interview even starts is the overall ambiance of that workplace. So whether they put us in a waiting room or we stay around the reception desk, are there any funky smells? Is there garbage laying around? Is the floor clean? Again, these are different things that while we can't necessarily say, oh, because this place is dirty or because it smells a little bit funny, we can't automatically say this isn't the right place for us. But we can start using this information to make an educated guess about what the real work environment is going to be like versus what that hiring manager might tell us. Now, we can also pay close attention to the people, the employees in the organization. For one, paying close attention to how is senior leadership or that hiring manager treating the receptionist or that administrative assistant. Do those interactions appear pleasant? Do they appear two-way, two-sided? Or is it mostly that receptionist is looked down on? Or it seems like they're just to do the job of other people, to help out other people. There's something about a workplace culture that lets us know how they tend to treat their frontline employees. How all employees are treated in the workplace matters. This is especially relevant when it comes to mid-level management positions or entry-level roles. Do all employees get treated with an equal amount of respect, or is there a very clear hierarchy that we're picking up? The same holds true whether or not we're in that reception or that waiting area or during the interview. What are those employee interactions, particularly those interactions of employees who have nothing to do with the job interview? So are employees walking past each other and smiling or making small talk? Does it appear that employees actually enjoy not only being around each other, but being at work? Or is everything much more subdued? And does everyone seem to really focus on themselves and just doing their job? The last thing we should be paying close attention to during the interview is the interviewer's knowledge of our background. This point is particularly important because it lets us know, again, not only how important this particular role is to that hiring manager to get filled, but it also lets us know how serious they are about us. We certainly have done our homework about the organization. We've tried to learn as much as we can about the job and how that job maybe supports the operations of the organization. Have they given us a similar level of respect? Do they have a good understanding of our resume, of our credentials, and how our experiences might be valuable to the organization? Or is that employer, is that hiring manager asking a set of structured questions, but clearly it doesn't seem like they really have an understanding of anything about us? Again, these 5 points, particularly taken on their own, don't necessarily tell us a great deal of information. But if we're observing what's going on around us, and it seems like employees aren't necessarily happy, and the environment isn't very clean, and they weren't really prepared for us to be there, that information combined with how that overall interview went does provide us some really important information about what our employment experience would likely be like with that organization. Hey team, if you found this video not only helpful but enjoyable, hit that like and subscribe to Time for Development button and continue investing in yourself.